Thanksgiving, and then it kind of slows down again until, mid to late January. So what's interesting is when we have this kind of uptick, guys, now's the time to take market share. Now is the exact time to take market share. So, it's kind of exciting too to see this because we know that there's going to likely be some more rate reductions, and as those get closer and closer, we'll probably see the 10-year come down a little bit, hopefully. Although I have talked to some really smart people who don't think the 10-year is going to come down at all. So I can't really explain that.
Well, with the Fed fund rate, they're kind of split on the votes of if they're going to do it or not, and so I think it'll come down, but how it will affect our rates.
I think it was something like 6 people thought there should be no more rate reductions for the rest of the year, and I think 9 thought 2 more.
And then there was one that wanted it drop it 1.25.
Okay, cool. It's weird. We'll have to just keep an eye on it. All right. Do we have no birthdays this month?
They came and went, so I just skipped it.
Got it. Get over it.
Not anymore.
Yeah, birthday months are only for Aaron's birthday.
No, we have a hefty month coming, so
Okay, we got a big
just wait.
All right, cool. So I had a conversation with someone last week. I'll keep names out of it. It's kind of irrelevant, but it's something I just recognized that I'm seeing with almost every single agent we have on our team, and it's really about getting motivation and getting our clients to move forward. And I think there's something, this does impact every agent in here on some level, even if you're really, really, really good at what you do. And some of the newer people, you guys get on these phone calls with clients and we're so focused on what we're gonna say and trying our best to help these people achieve what they want to achieve, that we don't listen very well, and we also don't really follow a framework. And I've tried so many ways to take someone like, I'll pick on you, Josie, until we have another person that's newer than you.
Okay, sounds good.
It was John, now it's you. So I will tell you that most of you don't really know how to have very good, really good real estate conversations. But all of you know how to have really good conversations. It's weird though. Some reason, Brent, we get them in a room and we're like, hey, call this lead, and they're like, they forget how to talk to people. Anyone? No? Am I making this up? Come on, I've listened to your calls. They're all recorded. All right, I've heard your calls. So if that's the case, I'm like, okay, how can we get a different framework? So I want to use AI because I want to be a leader for you guys and show you that AI can be incorporated in our business. So I went on AI and went back and forth with it on how I can get a framework for you to maybe think about things a little bit differently. So we're going to start by putting you in the buyer's shoes. Okay, is there anyone right now who is looking to buy a home right now? They're like, we're ready to move.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. I was gonna say this is perfect because no one does, but someone said yes. So hang on, everyone who said no, I want you to think about this. Like, what would have to happen for you to change the way you're looking at that? What would have to happen in your life? Just shout some ideas out. What are some things that would have to happen for you to be like, okay, it's time, I gotta move?
I gotta make more money.
Okay, so you want to move, you just don't have the ability to because you want to make more income. Is that what you're saying?
I don't want to move, but I want to invest
Okay.
more.
Still a buyer. Yeah, still a buyer. Got it. So if you had more income, you would do it. What else?
I had another kid.
If your family grew, you'd be like, okay, I gotta get a bigger house. Okay, what else?
Mine's I have to have a certain house by the time my oldest she can't get any older.
So once your oldest hits a certain age, you have to have the certain house. Okay. I understand. I know your situation a little bit, so I understand exactly what he's saying. But he's got an idea in his mind on the lifestyle he wants to provide for his family by a certain date. that was the biggest driver for me in making a move as well. My kids were sharing a bedroom. And someone hit me with that. I think it actually might have been Rebecca, and she didn't even know she was doing it, but she did it. Maybe she did, super secret Jedi trick. But what happened is I realized, like, oh my God, I never shared a bedroom with my brother, ever. And I always thought, like, I'm gonna provide this lifestyle for my family that, you know, my parents gave me a great lifestyle, and I wanna do even better. And here I am, my kids are sharing bedrooms. And the second I realized that, I was like, oh my God, I was on a mission. I bought a house within like 2 days of that, no joke. And I've been looking for years. The people that know me know, years. Within 2 days, I made that at that point. So, what's the point? Understanding yourself first. Translate that clarity in powerful client conversation. So, ask yourself, what event or situation would make you consider moving? So let's think about this. I need you, every single person in here, I need you to think about your exact situation. What is something that will cause you to move right now? Okay, shout some out. You, personally, what? Shout them out. I need to hear it.
Lower rates.
Rates go down. What? Okay, now I gotta ask questions. She says lower rates. So what would lower rates do for you?
Well, I'm at a really low rate right now.
Okay.
So my hang up is I don't wanna get 5% when I'm at 3%.
So Megan, this is perfect. She said, I'm at a lower right now. My hang up is I don't want to get a 5% rate because I got a 3% rate. Megan, that's not motivation.
Oh.
At all.
I gotcha.
At all. That has nothing to do with why you would move. If your home was perfect and the rate was, like, the rate doesn't matter. If the home was perfect, would you move? No, you wouldn't if it was perfect, right?
Yeah.
So there's something,
Perfect.
if let's say rates are 3 today, why are you moving now? You're not moving because rates are lower, you're moving because of something else.
Because I don't like Star.
There you go.
Yeah.
So she said because I don't like Star. Even she's like looking at Rebecca from Langtree.
You shut your mouth. Dirty.
But do you see, you went with like, this would cause me to move, but that's not reality, right? Like, what if rates never go down? Are you gonna live in Star? Okay, so she said, I'm not gonna stay in Star forever. Is that what you said?
No, I said I will live in Star forever.
Do you think that's true?
No, I don't think that's true.
Okay. Got it. So the top reasons, guys, people move, right? You've heard of the D's before death, divorce, diapers,
Or downsizing.
diamonds, that's getting married, downsizing. Okay. Do you think people are like, you know, I'm gonna wait until rates come down and then we'll have a kid?
No.
So, some people might be thinking that way. Weirdos. But what about the people who are like, you know what, I'm not gonna die until rates get to like 3. Then I can die. Anyone holding out?
No, I think that's fair.
That's fair?
Yeah,
Wait,
that's good. Yeah.
As soon as rates are 3, I would
I'm
die.
gone.
We don't get to choose a lot of these life happenings, right? Someone's like, hey, don't promote me yet because I really am hoping rates are gonna be lower when you promote me. Okay, what are you guys hearing? Let's go through your head, because we're gonna get into some stuff here, and I need to make sure you know what the hell's going on.
I'm hearing everybody has a trigger.
You just said the word. Do I have that there? Shit, I do have it there. I was like, damn, dude, you hit the word.
so good.
That's right, everyone has a
I
trigger.
didn't see that up there.
Good. Everyone has a trigger. Growing family, job relocation, tired of renting, lifestyle change, tired of Star, all these things, guys. The point I'm bringing up is you would know exactly why you would move. Like, buying a home is not a simple and easy thing. You're not walking through the checkout aisle at Walmart and grabbing a pack of gum and be like, oh, that's nice, I'll take it. Like, that's not how people buy homes. There's very thought out processes that take place. I sold a lot of homes. Every single one of those people had a very, 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 very purposeful reason for buying a home. Every one of them. So I want you guys to recognize that as well. Like, you would have your own. And I'm bringing this up, guys, because and if you want me to prove it to you, because we have extra time, I can. I listen to your calls. And you have no idea what their trigger is. No idea. Does anyone disagree with me? Because we can pull up your calls right now. Okay, so since you know that you could do a better job finding out what their trigger is, then let's really focus on this, right? What's happening in your world that has you thinking about a move right now? Someone just role play with me. Doesn't matter, you can say anything you want. John, let's do it. What's happening in your world that has you thinking about a move right now, John? Hey,
Okay, I
Something
want
you've
I want
heard.
my own space and to start my investment portfolio.
Okay, now, I would say probably 80% of agents would write that down. Be like, cool, he wants his own space and wants to start his own investment portfolio. And they're like, awesome, so where are you looking at? Am I going deeper?
No.
Okay, but this is what we do. So where are you looking at, John? Just role play with me for a second.
I'm looking at Nampa, Meridian, anywhere that I can find it, so just the Treasure Valley.
Awesome, Treasure Valley. I've seen homes for sale in the Treasure Valley. You wanna go look at some?
Well, yeah, what have you seen? Like, what's out there?
Good ones, man. You ready?
Yeah, I guess.
Okay, so even him, he's like trying to qualify himself. He's like, whoa, wait, I don't wanna see anything. I wanna save some time here. So, you guys are better than that, I know that. So we go into this, he wants space and he wants to start investment. Now, in our head, the agent that just moves on from that, they're like, okay, space, yeah, he's probably in an apartment right now. Like, you're doing this without even thinking this. He's in an apartment right now, he needs at least 3 bedrooms, probably has a dog or wants a dog at some point, and that's why he needs space, probably 2 baths, because I wouldn't live in a home that didn't have at least 2 full baths. And you just did that without even thinking about it. Do you guys realize that? You instantly assumed all the answers to what he just told you. But all we gotta do is ask a second question. Hey, you said you need more space, or you want your own space, that's what you said. You want your own space.
Yes.
But what does that mean?
It means that I'm still with my parents and I want my own space.
Oh, awesome. So what's important, most people be like, oh, he doesn't want to live with his parents. They probably control him. Can't really, the lady life's having trouble living with the parents, right? Tough to bring the dates home. Like, assumption. Versus, what should we do? What's the question? Ask what?
What's
What's
why?
important to you about getting out of your
Yeah,
parents'
yeah.
house?
Hey, what does it mean to you? To have your own space? Like, what does that mean? I mean, clearly you want to move out of your parents' house, but what is that gonna do for you?
I'll have my own space to keep how the way I want it and have room for more things that I want, like whether it's a bigger closet with clothes or just more space to personalize. To my, yeah.
Got it. Do you guys feel like we figured it out?
No.
No? Okay. What's the question to figure this out?
What will it do for
important to
you if you
about
have
that?
your own house?
What's important to you about that? Like,
Besides having more space, is there anything else that is important to you?
besides having more space, is there anything else that's important to you? See, to me though, that's moving on.
I would say, why is having a personalized space so important to you?
Yeah, so what Brent said, why is having a personalized space so important to you? He said something specifically there where he's like, I can do what I want with it. And so I might ask like, well, are there some things you want to do with it right now and you just haven't been able to? And what are we doing? We're getting him inside of the pain. He's going to describe it to me. Do you guys get that?
Mm-hmm.
All of the questions you would just ask are great. And what I want you to recognize is that there is depth behind these answers. Just like you, if you're like, oh, I have a lifestyle change, that means nothing. It might mean something to you because you know all the things about it, but it means nothing to anyone else. They need to ask questions to really understand it. Okay, we good?
I think it's really important to self-reflect on you and, being genuine. You have to be truly interested, like truly curious and truly interested what's causing this person to want to move. Similarly, if you weren't talking about real estate and someone's like, oh, I'm into spelunking, and you're like, oh my gosh, what's spelunking? It's this. Well, why are you into that? Because of this. Well, what made you want to get into that? Because of that. Like, you would ask a lot of really deep questions, because you'd be curious, you'd be genuinely curious. I don't even know what spelunking is. Got that out of the Batman movie.
I can't help you.
But long story short is, I just think that we don't slow down enough to have a genuine interest into what's making this guy want his own space. Like, what's making it that whole thought tick.
And there's a million ways to come up with that genuine interest. Keep the mic right, you're probably gonna jump in here. There's a million ways to keep that genuine interest, guys. Like you can have it just simply because you know you can't help them at the highest level unless you know fully what's going on. And that can be why you're genuinely interested. You could literally just be so interested in other people and understanding what's going on in their worlds, and that could be why you're genuinely interested. I've said this a dozen times in this exact room. If your friend called you up today and said, hey, I'm buying a vacation home, you would have so many questions. You wouldn't be like, oh, cool. So what are you doing tomorrow? Like, that's not what you would do, right? You would be like, where at? How'd you choose that? How much is it? Can you afford that? Will you let me go? Like, all these things, right? All sorts of stuff. So what's happening in your world right now that has you thinking about a move? This is, by the way, the trigger. This is just a different word for motivation. Okay, but we are skipping over the motivation so many times. All right, so then define the goal. So again, go to yourself. What would a successful move look like for me? So back to the star. I want to get out of star. So do you know exactly the location you want to be right now, or you just know it's not star?
I just know it's not Star. No, I prefer to be more downtown.
Downtown what? Like Boise? So downtown Boise.
Yeah.
Got it. So you know that a successful move would look like downtown Boise. So what is downtown to you? Do you know what that means?
No.
You could recognize everyone has a different definition of
It does.
downtown, right?
Yeah.
Like, it could be 10 minutes from downtown.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be in downtown.
Depot bench.
Surrounding area.
Am I right?
No, or, I mean, ideally, like.
Struck me as a depot bench person.
Oh. Yeah, maybe one of those.
So even that though, when you guys heard downtown, you probably all had a different image of downtown, right? Some of you were thinking like walking out of a condo, like high rise, and some of you are thinking like, you know, North End. Some of you are thinking Southeast Boise. Some of you are thinking the bench. So we need to understand that. All right, so then we go into the client conversation. If you could wave a magic wand, what would be the perfect home situation for you? So I'll just ask you, if you could wave a magic wand, like what's the perfect location?
I don't know.
And she said, I don't know.
I don't know.
But that's your
Yeah.
main driver though, right?
Yeah.
It's location.
Yeah,
So if
it
you,
would be out, I don't know, I'm trying to put words to it. It would be closer to more things that are.
she's saying it would be closer to more things, for those of you on Zoom.
Right?
Yeah, and I would just go deeper on that. I'd be
Yeah.
like, okay, cool. Like, how would you know? Like,
Yeah.
what do you have to do between now and the time you buy to where you're gonna know exactly what the location is? And then I could even ask the question too, like, well, Megan, how'd you end up in Star? Did you do this research there? You don't have to answer, but I could ask those questions, like, how'd you end up in Star? Because it sounds like you really don't like it. Like, how do we avoid doing that this time?
Yeah.
Make sense? All right. So let's keep going. Now we've got the goal defined. Surface the concerns. All right. What would hold you back from buying today? She already said rates. That's what she said. Like I said. High interest rates, job stability, time in the market, client conversation. Is there anything that would get in the way of you buying today? Right? This recent conversation I just had with the agent last week was like someone's going to be retiring, and then they're going to be doing X. Well, we don't know when they're going to retire. And then we don't know why, or they have an idea that they want to rent until they're in a position to know the area better, then they want to buy. But I know from experience, like, that's good in theory. They might just get here for 1 week and be like, nope, I know exactly where I want to live. So we can't just assume they know what they're talking about, right? All right, this is a great way for you to flush out objections. Because on this interest rate one, do you guys want to hear me handle the interest rate one real quick? They're like, okay, so you mentioned rates right now are what? Notice how I'm not going to tell her what rates are. I want her to tell me.
Yeah.
So you said rates right now are what?
I think she said 6.1.
Okay, 6.1%, and what's your rate?
I think it's 3,
It's 3,
right
awesome.
around there.
Got it. So, what's gonna cause you to purchase? You said the main motivator is you wanna move location,
Yes,
but you don't wanna overpay.
yes.
Okay, so what does overpaying look like to you? Like, where would the rates need to be?
Well, I think it's more of that selling, I wanna keep the payment the same,
Okay,
so that's.
what's your payment at right now?
23.
2,300, got it. And so this new home, you want it to be 2,300 as well? Awesome. So by the way, there's lots of things I can do here. It's like, we can keep the rate. You can rent that one out. Do you know what it would rent for?
No,
Have you ever looked at that?
no.
Because you could probably, just side note, just because I know you, and like, I'm just gonna tell you the answer here, like, that's 2,300, was it 3,500 square foot home? How big is it? Yeah, that, in Star, what's that gonna rent for? $3,200 a month? You're probably gonna make $900 a month.
Yeah.
So you can overpay on your new house by $900 a month and still come out even, so.
Did you hear that? What he said? You could overpay on your payment by $900 a month on your new house?
Yeah, and you don't get rid of that really good rate at 3%, right? But these are all questions we would wanna ask. The other thing is, you probably have equity, and she might have debt, and maybe we could take some of the equity and pay off some of her debt. And her monthly household expenses would still be the same or less with the higher interest rate. Which is this, do you guys understand what that is? Vicki, do you understand what I've just said? You're kind of a veteran here, do you know what I'm talking about?
You lost me right there.
Oh, perfect.
You caught me off guard.
I caught you
And
off
now
guard.
I'm confused.
You were zoning right in
I
there.
was zoning and then, yeah.
So if someone has a focus on payments, so she said my payment's 2,300. And so if she goes and buys a new place, what would your house sell for roughly? Just see,
What will my house?
what would it sell for roughly? What's it worth?
In the 700s, I think.
Okay, so say it's worth 700,000.
Yeah.
How much would a payment be today on a $700,000 house, roughly? Lenders? I'm not, you don't have to give, like, you're not quoting lenders.
Do you have a Rain Man brain? Like,
What are we thinking, like, $4 grand, 3,500?
Here, I don't like to think that's.
What's that?
P&I is probably 3,500.
Let's call it 3,500 bucks. So the delta between your payment today and the payment you would get on a new home is what, $1,200 a month?
Yeah.
Okay, so what I'm talking about, Vicki, is if she has equity in her home, which I know she does, because I know when you bought, and if she has equity in her home, and let's say she has 2 cars, and she's got payments on both, and they're $600 a piece. Okay, and she owes 40 grand, but she's got 200 grand in equity in her house. We can take the 40 grand, pay off both cars. Okay, so she just saved $1,200 a month now, which we can put right into her new house, and the payments outgoing every month are the same. Does that make sense?
yeah, that's what my sister did.
Okay, so you did know what I'm talking about. So this is what I want you guys to understand is like, are you having these conversations with your clients? You need to figure out a way to get into
I
it.
think the caveat is, the only way you can legitimately have that conversation and not feel like you're forcing or applying pressure to making a sale on them is you have to know what their trigger is, and you have to know the depth of that. You have to realize the root cause that would cause them to want to move. Then you have to understand what's holding them back, and then your job is to help problem solve that, because it's highly, highly likely that, you know, Megan doesn't know all the different ways that she could make that happen. But if someone does know all the ways and they say, hey, I don't care, you know, I want you to move on your own timeline, but here are ways that it could happen today and everything remain the same in your budget. If it was exactly the same, would you buy today? If it was exactly the same, your outgoing financial expense was the same today, Megan,
My honest answer,
would you move today?
Probably no.
Okay, so that's okay.
But,
But-
because there's other things, like my kids in schools and things like that.
Right, so,
Just a
Do
new,
you need to
new
do
objection over.
More objections.
yeah, so what's important about your kids being in the car?
Yeah, so I think that's critical to know, and of course, we're not gonna like just hello, hey, Megan, did you know if you have equity? I'm like, that's not what we're gonna do.
Yeah.
We're going to figure out their whole
It
situation.
sounds high pressure if you do it without setting it up front. You
Yeah.
have to set it up front, and then it doesn't feel like pressure anymore.
Well, yeah, you go back to this trigger and you understand that like they really don't wanna live in Star. You're like, okay, well, if I can show you a way that you could move where you wanna move today, would you be open to that? Then if she says yes, I'm like, awesome, let's sit down. And then we go into everything,
And
right?
then if she says no, then there's other concerns that are causing her to like plan against it, but then you just address those.
Yeah, well, and so many of us aren't getting the rubber meets the road question, which I talk about quite a bit. We're working with people who we think are gonna buy, right? He didn't ask the rubber meets the road question, which was like, hey, if we could do this today, would you move? And she said no. If he didn't ask that, we're calling Megan every couple weeks, be like, hey Megan, it's Chase, what's going on? Hey, just checking in. And we
Rates dropped a little bit more.
yeah, rates are closer, and you're like, cool, thank you so much, and you're polite and just let me go on for years. But all it takes is that one question to flush out, and she's like, no, I wouldn't move. I don't wanna move my kids out of school. You've been handling the wrong objection. Do you guys get it?
Yeah.
Alright, so weigh the trade-offs. If I didn't buy, what would staying put cost me? So then for her, and we're just picking on you today, Megan. You don't have to answer any of these questions. In fact, don't answer them. We'll just keep moving. But if I didn't, like, what is it costing you to be in Star? I'm far from this and that and the other, right? Or maybe she doesn't like school districts, whatever. So, awesome. How much longer are you willing to stay where you're at before you decide to make the move? They're usually like, oh, I mean, we're fine for a little bit. And then, of course, you guys know we add time. And you do that by simply just saying, well, what if it was 5 years? Is that okay? And if she's like, yeah, then that's not the client you need to be hammering about rates. Right? Keep them in your database, be nice, invite them to events, and then, focus on people who are ready. All right, clarify the decision path. What would have to be true for me to feel confident pulling the trigger? So maybe it's rates, maybe it's outgoing household expenses, maybe it's the kid's school. All right, what would need to happen for you to feel 100% ready to move forward? What do you think this question does when you talk to someone who you think should be buying and then you just can't get them to meet? How does that help you?
They start problem solving what they have to do to meet.
Yes. Yeah, they start, what it's doing is flushing out the objection you haven't heard yet, because you didn't ask enough questions. Speaking of AI, so this is kind of the framework, right? What's the trigger, what's their goal, what kind of concerns, what are the trade-offs, and then what decision do they want to make? But I was asking ChatGPT before he came out, like, hey, what are the top 5 things real estate agents are struggling with? The number 1 thing was consistency in lead generation. Number 2 thing was conversation skills. And it's funny because I read the 5 things, and I'm like, oh, conversation skills is what we're gonna talk about today. And then of course, I went down a little further and it says, I think you should talk about conversation skills, and here's why. And it doesn't know anything about you guys, well, maybe it does a little bit, because I talk about our team quite a bit, but I think you guys are pretty consistent in the lead generation space. But I think we're swinging a dull axe sometimes. And it's really hard to chop that tree down when you don't know what to say and how to say it. So let's jump into some like feedback or ahas.
I have a question actually. This would be a feedback question for all of you guys. Would it be helpful if we put together like a nurture qualifying worksheet that like when you're on with a lead and you like feel like they're like, okay, this is where it like cues you to go through this process? Would that help to have worksheets? Would you use it? Would you not use it? To get your brain to ask the questions that you need to ask. Maybe some 3-layer deep lines where you like have to answer. Here's what went through my mind when I was hearing this is, we had how many leads identified as nurtures?
10,000.
Okay. In my mind, I'm like, if I went through all of those, I'm guessing less than 1% have been fully validated as a true nurture. So how much better would we be if we went through this validation process and someone was like, low rates, oh, actually I would never move because of my kids. And you were like, sweet. Not sweet as far as like a lead goes, but sweet as in like you just put them in your database and you let the database work for you, and then you move your attention, which we have very little of, over to people that say, all of this is the thing that would have to happen to cause me to move. And this is the situation, and this is the thing that's getting in the way, and you know all of those, and then all you're doing is spending time problem solving that with them on their timeline. Because they said that they would do something in a year or whatever. How much more effective would we be? So, to re-ask the question, would it be helpful to have a worksheet? When you've got someone on the line and you feel like they're a good nurturer, would it help you? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes. Might be something we should.
So, what are some, what's going through your head? You've got a few minutes here, like, what's going through your head as we went through this? Sean?
I mean, one of the biggest things that I always like a big aha and thing that was going through my head was don't work on the wrong objections. Because that's a big thing that I didn't even think about. But I mean, even when you were talking with Megan, it was like get good at finding the right objection because you may not be hitting the true objection.
Well, yeah, she started off, she's like, I wouldn't buy right now, it's rates. Or, no, I said, what would cause you to move? And she's like, rates. But like, rates aren't gonna make you move, right? Rates are the thing you're waiting for, but something else is causing you to move. And then we figured out, oh, it's the location. You know, and then we start handling that, and then we figure out, actually, I don't wanna move my kids,
Yeah.
right? I just wanna complain about where I live. It's fine, totally fine. So, what else? What else are you guys hearing? Yeah.
I feel like when you were saying like don't make assumptions about things and being like really intentional about asking questions to go deeper instead of like, okay, yeah, you want to move for more space. In my mind, more space is 3 bedrooms and 2 bathrooms and a huge backyard, but in someone else's mind that could mean 2 bedrooms and a yard instead of what they have now.
Yep. Don't assume anything.
I just appreciated kind of like seeing the whole path there. I feel like as I'm learning, I'm picking up different things, and I'm laughing in hindsight looking at a conversation last week, and I was like, I was on track until step 3, and then I just fell off the rails before step 4. And it's like, I think it's helpful just looking at the whole picture.
Awesome. Anything else?
I've got one.
Chase, yeah, can I add something?
Yeah, go for it.
Just hearing you have this conversation, I think it was with John, where he was answering and then he like diverted and went to another, like, and, you know, obviously imitating how we got it. You know, it's bad when you hear it like that, you know? It's like, it's just very eye-opening, to hear that and to try to go deeper on the one thing that they are telling you rather than trying to ask a bunch of questions to see, like, we know what we're talking about, we know all the questions. It's like, no, just slow it down and look at them like they're human, and maybe kind of go into a little bit of a therapist mode if they're starting to open up to you. Just like look at them like they're a human, and you know, put on your compassionate hat and like go deeper. And just to hear like you bounce from like he gives you an answer and then you went to a completely different thing, it's just like it just sounds terrible. And so thank you for making that really like that awareness. It's huge.
Awesome. Camden, I got some homework for you guys.
So I realized that I made a big mistake this weekend. I was showing homes to a couple that I had just met, but I knew a little bit of background. And so I made a whole bunch of assumptions about their situation, and I didn't ask anything about it or why they were looking at homes because I was assuming so many things. And it was kind of like, I guess I should have asked questions, but I didn't want to be, Okay, so this guy, I know that he had recently split from his wife of like many, many years. And he was with a new girl, a much younger person.
What up?
That's who he showed up with. And I knew the background of that, but I didn't, and this was a referral, and I was showing them houses, and it was just so embarrassing. Like, I didn't want to dig into the motivation, because I kind of knew.
So.
I think, but it was still an assumption.
So this is funny because Hunter had someone come through Langtree over the weekend. I asked him questions about this person, and I just was like, oh, are they married? And he's like, I don't know. I'm like, okay, well, how? Because the guy's by himself. I'm like, well, how? What's a question you could ask to figure that out?
Are you looking for yourself, or are you?
For yourself?
You're buying this with anybody? Yeah.
Yeah. That's my favorite question. Is what you just said. That's exactly what I think I told him. Is like, oh, are you buying this with anyone else? Simple, right? Then you're not assuming that they're any sort of sexual orientation or anything else. You're just asking a question. And they say, yes, I am. And you're like, cool, who's that? And then, you might need to dig a little bit deeper. So, but I think that question would be fine. It's like, oh, are you guys buying this together? And he's like, no, it's me. Yeah, I don't know. Like maybe I don't know. There's probably way more to the context. We don't need to go into it right now. We can later if you want. But I think it's okay. Like the cool thing about someone who's sold a lot of homes is and Gary says this, a professional knows when they're right and they know when they're not. And the biggest thing is they know the difference between the two. So like the amateurs, like they get asked a question and they're like, I think it's this. The professional's like, I have no idea, but I'll find out. That is a massive, massive, massive confidence boost is when you can be like, Brent, I don't actually know. In all my years, I've never did that. I'm like, gosh, I haven't heard that one yet, but I'll find out for you. It's okay. And I can tell you, like, sometimes you'll work with clients who are like a really big deal, a CEO of something, and you're intimidated. And like, I can promise you, they prefer accuracy, okay, over expediency. So. Okay.
That goes back to the trust thing, dude.
Yes, 100% goes back to the trust thing. So when you come in and you're lying to them, they think it's either like you're just an idiot or you are a liar, right? But little do they know, it's not like you're not attempting to do that. You just don't want them to think less of you. So, and then ultimately they do because they know you're lying, right? Anyways, we're good. Ask lots of questions. I hope you guys can use this in your day-to-day. We will figure out some sort of worksheet and how we can apply this so you guys can do it while you're on the phone or post phone call if you need to. So, all right, let's do 3 gratitude. Francesca, I'm going to choose you. Kim, you got the mic. And yeah, okay.
Oh, once.
There you go.
But,
Cool. You 4. Go. Francesca first.
Okay, so grateful
We'll go Cam and
that
Josie.
I have the ability to be able to just not show up today. Grateful for health also, just praying for good health for my son. But grateful for just, being able to just come into Zoom and still feel like I'm a part of it and extracting all the info and insight. You guys are amazing, and I miss you. I wish I was there, but you don't want me there right now, so I'm just gonna stay here. So have a great day. Happy Monday.
Kim, then Josie, then we'll go Megan and Violet.
I am grateful for all of the touches that the team does for us because I know for a fact that some of my database has recently reached out to me because you guys have kept me top of mind. And I'm grateful for that.
Awesome.
nice. I'm grateful because my